Imagine waking up tomorrow and you finally understand what your dog is trying to tell you.
First of all, the kibble? Cardboard. Second, those shoes you love? Burn them.
It's not a request for a walk. It's a highly detailed, 6-point list of grievances about the current state of the kibble, a scathing critique of your shoe choice, and a passive-aggressive complaint about the frequency of ear scratches. It's not just your dog.
Oh, he hears us now? Good. Let's talk about the crumb situation, pal.
It's the pigeons, the ants, and that single persistent mosquito that has been auditing your sleep habits. Suddenly, the world isn't just full of creatures, it's full of commentators. And that's just the start of our journey. Welcome to What If Mini Documentaries, where we ask the questions you probably shouldn't. Today, we're diving into the absurdity and chaos of a world where we could communicate with animals. It's not the Disney movie you think it is. And here are the top 10 things that would happen if we could talk to animals. You're going to want to stick around for number 1, because it's probably happening to you right now. Fact number 10. The pet industry becomes a battlefield of emotions. Forget those cute ads with happy puppies. Now it's a brutal negotiation. Your cat is demanding a new scratching post, not just for its claws, but as a symbolic gesture of respect. You'd be arguing about what constitutes a fair amount of belly rubs, and your goldfish would be a high-maintenance roommate, constantly complaining about the aesthetics of its bowl. Every pet store would have a mediator on retainer. But if you think dealing with a disgruntled goldfish is tough, just wait until you find out what's been happening in your backyard without your permission. Fact number 9.
Your Honor, I demand reparations. 5 barrels of acorns and public apology in every park.
The legal system would completely collapse. We have to draw a line somewhere. Is a bear's testimony admissible in court? If a squirrel accuses your dog of property damage, who pays the fine? Do we have to give every single insect in your house due process? The legal profession would turn into a bizarre blend of jurisprudence and zoology, and jury duty would now include a badger. Good luck with that. And while the courts are busy trying to decide if ants have civil rights, an even more immediate problem would be brewing beneath the surface of the human world. Fact number 8.
Fellow members, we strike at dawn. And yes, that includes vegan breakfast sabotage.
Agriculture would face an ethical reckoning. Imagine the sheer horror of a chicken's point of view. It's not a mindless organism, it's a sentient being with a deep-seated fear of your Sunday roast. Suddenly, farming isn't a business, it's a moral debate. The cows are forming unions, the sheep are holding strikes, your kale is complaining about being too closely packed. You thought going vegan was a lifestyle choice? Now it's an existential necessity. Speaking of existential crises, this next point reveals a truth about our world that would be far more unsettling than a protesting cat. Fact number 7.
Look, I'm just here for the food chain updates. No hard feelings, but lunch is lunch.
We would be a lot more afraid of the ocean. Right now it's a beautiful, mysterious blue. In a world where we could talk to its inhabitants, it would be a terrifying, incomprehensible abyss of sound. Whales are singing tragic, centuries-old ballads about the loneliness of existence. Sharks are just incredibly blunt about their food chain priorities. And the deep-sea fish, they're collectively having a meltdown about the crushing pressure and eternal darkness. The ocean wouldn't be calming. It would be a chorus of deep-sea despair. And if you thought the ocean was a problem, just wait until you hear what's lurking in the quiet corners of your own home. Fact number 6.
Your move, human. We're ready for peace or war.
Pest control would become an act of war. You thought the roach infestation was bad before? Now, it's a highly organized tactical resistance. They have generals, they have scouts, they're making demands, negotiating for access to your kitchen crumbs and the crumbs you accidentally dropped on the floor. Exterminators would need to be reclassified as hostage negotiators or special ops. They wouldn't be spraying, they'd be signing peace treaties. But not all the conversations would be about food and turf wars. Some would be a little more intimate. Fact number 5.
So, you come here often?
Not really. My roommate recommended it.
Oh, cool. He's already messing this up.
Did you hear something?
Our social lives would become incredibly awkward. Imagine going on a first date, only for a fly to land on your arm and whisper to you about the terrible fashion choices of your potential partner. Or a sparrow sitting on a windowsill providing real-time scathing commentary on the conversation. Animals would have no filter.
Ooh, you opened with that story? Bold choice. Risky, but bold.
Fact number 4.
Colleagues, today we finalize our treaty with the aphids. Sugar for protection. Agreed?
We would discover animal societies and complex cultures. We've been operating on the assumption that we're the only ones with complex societies. But what if ant colonies have their own form of government and intricate social contracts? What if dolphins have their own language, their own history, and their own poetry? We'd realize that we weren't just the dominant species. We were a loud, uninformed neighbor who kept throwing parties.
Breaking news! Tuna populations are at an all-time low. And yes, it's your fault. Back to you, Shelley.
Fact number 2.
This is gold. Should we leak this to the raccoons or keep it for blackmail?
Interspecies relationships would create unimaginable chaos. Dating would be weird. Friendship would be even weirder. But the true terror is when a bird starts telling you about a human it's seen doing something absolutely mortifying. You'd find out your neighbor has been practicing interpretive dance in their living room, not because you saw it, but because a squirrel told you all about it. Your private life? It's gone. Replaced by a million non-human eyes and ears. Fact number 3.
When will you humans stop pretending you don't know what's going on?
Communication would solve environmental issues in minutes. You want to know what caused that oil spill? The fish would tell you. You want to know what's going to happen with climate change? The birds and migrating mammals have a much better data set than we do. The environmental crisis wouldn't be a scientific debate. It would be a series of very direct and very angry conversations with nature itself. Fact number 1.
We've watched you destroy forests for centuries. Now you listen to us, or you face the consequences.
We'd be forced to face our own arrogance. For our entire existence, we've viewed animals as less than us. We've assumed they're just background characters in our grand play. In a world where we could talk to them, we would be confronted with the sheer scale of our ignorance and the depth of their own worlds. They'd have their own hopes, fears, and wisdom. And it's not a fantasy. It's a what-if that forces us to realize we're not alone, and that maybe, just maybe, the world we built was only ever half the story. And if all this has you questioning every conversation you've ever had, you're in the right place. Subscribe to What If Mini Documentaries for more questions you'll wish you never asked. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next video, where we'll ask a simple question. What if you could never lie again? Trust me, it's not as good as it sounds.